How's Jennifer? I know.
Wow.
Yeah, we became families doing this. Like this, this was really a passion project for all of us.
Derek, come on.
Yeah, come on down.
Come on, he was our stunt coordinator.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a true story. So.
Oh, okay.
Nobody told me.
Oh. Yeah. And one of the things we definitely wanted to do is like I said, we wanted to humanize both sides, and we wanted to try and understand, you know, why does this happen? Why does somebody become so angry, so hateful? You know, and that's why we explored the uncle character, because you have to wonder, where did the uncle character get it from? It's passed down generation from generation from somebody in his life who would say these kind of things, and he heard it. So that's why I think it was really important to show everybody as humans, as people.
Love to hate. And my condolences to you. It's been 10 years for us that went by quickly, but probably for you it wasn't so fast, right?
Forget it, yeah.
So James Garcia Sotomayor mother was very concerned that they were killing Ecuadorians in the United States. And he said, I have to do something. So he and Rich, right, put together this story to help try to bring it to light and to bring understanding. We also took this movie and we showed it in churches and in schools, and we opened communication, and we tried to help. We tried to help to stop the hate crimes and create communication and understanding.
You need it more now than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, I really did think things were getting better, and I was just shocked how things have turned so quickly.
Yeah, it was under the surface the whole time.
Yeah.
So that's what it was.
Yeah. So, si alguien de ustedes tiene alguna pregunta.
Sí, not to put down the the content, which is so important, but I'm just technically, I was really impressed with how you use the symbols and they continue on the other scene. You know, the broken bottle, and then it go like you have like a great continuity here and there. There's these segues that I find very creative, or using the medium of film, of course. They're very exciting.
yeah, and how I got involved with the film was my son was Vito Spatafore Jr. on The Sopranos, and James had found out, I imagine it was through Facebook, I don't remember at the time, that we were both going to be at a film festival, and he presented my son with the script. And he said, read this and see if it's something you'd like to do. So we did, and we said, wow, we could really maybe help. And plus it's a great role. And then I said, did they cast the mother yet? So I played the mother because I'm an actress. And I have to say, Arturo Castro, who was the other lead in the film, he's doing wonderfully in his acting career, if anybody's been following with that. And unfortunately, my son became a CPA.
Well, that sounds
What
good.
happens, right?
You can go back to doing it anytime
Yeah,
you
well,
want.
he will be at Sopranos Con Saturday and Sunday at the Meadowlands.
There you go.
Is that this Saturday, Sunday?
Excuse me?
This weekend or?
This weekend, yeah, this weekend.
That's great.
But it was fabulous. What's her first name? Rodriguez? What's her name? The female
Oh,
lead?
Lorraine Rodriguez.
Lorraine
yes.
Rodriguez was wonderful. I think that Rich with his expertise, and James with his, and the wonderful talents that we had here with the stunt coordinator, Derek Early, and everybody did their job very well. We were very committed, and we were so involved in getting the movie done that we actually came through with our dream, which was to screen it on the first anniversary. Was I right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we were at the festival going to see the screening, and we saying, oh my goodness, this is exactly the day we made it. This is the anniversary of Marcelo's passing, death,
And
murder.
how long ago was that anniversary, that first anniversary? How long ago?
2009?
2009.
2009, yeah.
And what we found with this film is I actually went traveling with this film a little bit. I took it to Italy, and it was interesting because they were having a very interesting situation, immigration issue, where they felt very afterwards, the screening, the talk got very heated because there were some people who were very against other communities coming into Italy, and there were some people who were for it, and it was very interesting to see it from a different country's perspective. And California also, we screened out there, but when I took it to San Francisco, it was also interesting, the reaction there too. Different communities, different places, there's some people that try to see what we're doing, and then there's some people that got bogged down with the politics. And we always would say this is not a political story. The immigration process is something that is too complicated for us to even, that we wouldn't have the hubris to try and figure out. But what was important was that, treating everybody like they're a person. And that was one of you mentioned the transitions. When James first gave me the script, he only had the perspective of the white family. And I said, we need to see who he is. And that's why I tried to find how do we get his character in there so that we can see more about who he is without feeling like we're overcrowding. And it was a difficult balance, but I was happy to see the way it came out. And James is a person too that I want to say he's got such enthusiasm. This was, I want to say this was his first film. He's done other films before, but this was really his first major film. And he was never a guy who said, I can't do this. It's too hard. He always was, we can do this. We have to work harder. We have to do it, better. We have to be the best. That was always his attitude. And with that mindset, that's when you can get things done. And that's what I really admire about James the most.
He's done more.
He's still, always.
That's good. Good.
I have a question. ¿Qué tan, I'll say it in English too, but I want to say it in Spanish for my parents. ¿Qué tan verídico es la manera de pensar de la mamá y del tío? Porque obviamente son diferentes, pero ¿eso es en realidad lo que piensa la mamá y el tío? ¿O eso fue simplemente para la película? How truthful is the portrayal of the mother in regards to the uncle? Do they believe that, or was that done for the benefit of the movie?
I don't think we knew much about the
actors,
family.
they portray what's in the script.
Right.
And I think that it was good because it kind of balanced out the family. I was apparently a widow or a divorcee that was never established. And Ethan was the male, the prominent male figure in the family. So what he said was counteracted by what I said. So it was letting John, my son, and his nephew see both sides of life. The negative, what people can say from ignorance, and somebody who's maybe more on the trying to be more on the wholesome side and the more caring side. And I think that was probably very good because it was up to the kid to decide. And I think he was pulled by that and by his friend.
So, I want to answer in
Oh,
Spanish.
yeah, go ahead.
No, lo que yo le puedo responder para que entiendan sus papás es que yo trabajé en un film, en un documental que se llama Deputize, es Deputize, en la cual hay 340 horas de grabaciones, en la cual solamente se incluyó 60 minutos. Estamos en ese documental, usted va a ver las dos partes de los familiares, parte de mi familia, la realidad, o sea, cómo pensaron ellos, qué es lo que piensan ahora en el pasado y qué es lo que piensan, después de 10 años. Yo le puedo decir que la actuación en el film es una cosa, pero la realidad de las personas es muy diferente. The reality of the people is really true. When I went to court, I was there, I had to, face 7 teenagers in court every single time. I had to go there. And then when I realized, one thing when you say it was an accident, cuando uno piensa que fue un accidente, cuando uno tiene que estar en una corte viendo a los 7 muchachos que atacaron a mi hermano, you're facing all 7 teenagers and you realize there was no an accident. It was a part of the attack Hispanic once a week. So ellos atacaron a hispanos por una vez a la semana. So every time they find a person, we call day laborers, right? a una persona que trabaja afuera esperando trabajo y vestía gorra, los golpeaban, los quitaban las gorras y coleccionaban. You know, every time they find somebody, a day labor working, or they have hats, they beat them up and they collect the hats. So, you know, eso hacían ellos por un año entero. So, como decía mi mamá, mi hermana, decía, un niño, que mi sobrino lo conocí de 2 años. You know, when I met my nephew for the first time, he was 2 years old. He don't know what happened. Él no sabía qué estaba pasando con mi hermano, con mi familia. That was a kid. When you told him not to do something, they will know. Ese niño que usted dice, no haga eso, va a ser que no, ¿no es cierto? Pero un adulto de 15 a 19 años es muy diferente. So, you know, maybe one day we can share the documentary and you see the difference.
And that was a choice too that James had made, is he wanted to tell the story, but he didn't want to do an exact.
Yeah, it's inspired.
Stories.
It's inspired by it. That was the word inspired.
Another question?
Cool, sure.
El chico principal, the one who's really spicy, the one who's gone on to a higher fame, fue intencionalmente que lo escogieron a él y que escogieran a las otras personas. Was it intentional to choose him and to choose a more varied version of Latins when this was an Ecuadorian episode? Was it intentional that you chose to represent this person? It's obviously, by the way he speaks,
Right.
he speaks like a Mexican,
He's
a Mexican
Guatemalan.
American,
Yeah,
right?
Guatemalan, yeah.
Central American. So was that intentional to get more audiences, right?
Do you have a seat,
And
please?
like, why was it chosen? Like, why wasn't an Ecuadorian chosen? Did you not have an Ecuadorian?
We did a casting, and you know, I've always believed that I'm Puerto Rican. I don't look Puerto Rican. You know, a lot of people always think I'm Italian or something else. And I know when my uncle used to put me in his films, and I was playing a Puerto Rican kid, and at film school they said, "Why didn't you cast a Puerto Rican kid?" And he's like, "He is Puerto Rican." He's like, "Oh, he doesn't look. You should cast more." So I've always felt like I've always done blind casting, you know. And with this, it wasn't so much looking for a particular race or from where he was from, but it was more the person who made me feel something. And Arturo, from just looking at how he's gone, I mean, I remember I was there in the audition room when he walked in, saw his dimples, and I'm like, you know, this is the guy right here. You know, this is the kid who, he looks like he can handle himself, but he also has this innocence that I felt right away. I didn't even know what his background was when I said this is the guy. So yeah, it was more of a blind thing, more of a feeling than anything else.
Muchas gracias. Y ha sido
Gracias
un
a
placer estar
ustedes,
aquí.
gracias a ustedes.
That was a pleasure, right? It's to see you
Yeah.
guys. I'm so glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you too. I know. It's
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity.
Gracias.
Thank
Gracias.
you.
No,
I hope you
we'll keep
enjoyed it.
developing them, and it's modest, but we're really proud to be able to do this.
Yeah, no, I create 3 scholarships. So one with the United Nations, one in the school where the kids came from. That also have a scholarship there, and I have one in London. So I do presentations about talking about bullying and hate crimes related. So how can be related bullying and hate crimes? And sometimes I told the story of my brother.
If you
things
ever
like that.
come up with an activity and you're looking for a venue, let us know. We might be able
Definitely, I
to work
can
something out, because
share.
you're also articulate about it too, and we're missing James, but we
Yes.
all have these
Thank-
perspectives that I think enrich the whole 360-degree vision of your project. So it's very it's a great talk. Like to have you for a talk back.
Thank you,
Do
appreciate it.
something like that, inspirational or
Yeah,
motivational, or
it's, I share context and comments and.
if you like some wine or some beer, let us know.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll put one picture with you.
James?
Not well.